Coming up next, what hiring managers are looking for in job interviews, and then some really funny work fails. We'll take your calls and your chat questions, and it all starts right now. I am coming to you live from Ramsey Solutions Studios in Nashville, and you are joining a conversation about who you are, what you were created to do, where you want to, where you can do that, and then the all-important question, how do I get there? That's what we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about getting promoted. If you want to get promoted, you're in, you want to just climb up the ladder. I want to grow my business. I started a business, I want to grow it. I want to get promoted. I want to get better at what I do in the office. I want to get noticed. I want to figure out what I can do, what I should do. I've got some options. We're talking about work and growth, personal growth and purpose. That's what we're talking about. And it really all comes together because here's what we believe, that you were created to fill a unique role. You are needed and you must do it. See, this is when work goes from being this thing you do to get a paycheck that helps you live to something you live to do because you see meaning in the work. You love the work, the task or the role that you play, the task that you do or the role that you play. And then you are doing work, not that you just love, but you are creating a result out there in the world. And when you see that result that you produce, it makes your heart just feel alive. This is meaningful work. So how do you figure out what that is for you? And then how do you get there? This is really our goal. And then we discuss all of those things and more as a part of the process. So welcome aboard. 844-747-2577. When I give that phone number every day, don't forget that it's toll-free and that you can actually call right now. Or you could sit on a little bit, watch a few more shows, watch some clips from the show here on YouTube, and then just decide to call at another time. Or you're watching and you got somebody in your life that needs it. Tell them they can call. Subscribe, share, give us that thumbs up right below the video window if you're enjoying the show. We're growing, and we want to get to as many people in the world, certainly here on YouTube as well. 844-747-2577 is the number. We start off every show with some very practical information that'll help you get ahead. So good article here. Caroline Castrillon, a contributor of Forbes magazine. And I love when people write stuff that mirror and validate what I teach you folks. So I don't share it with you because of that. I share it with you to go, I'm telling you folks, this is the truth. Here we go. Top 5 things. Passion. Oh, boy, we talk a little bit about that on the show, don't we? If you're new to the show, we talk about talent, passion, and mission. Those are the 3 gifts that you were given by your creator. And when you use all 3 together, you use what you do best, talent, to perform work you love to do, passion, to produce results that matter deeply to you, mission, then you're in your sweet spot, or in other words, your contribution zone, and you're going to do things that are just beautiful, and people are going to marvel at it, but it's not because you're good at it, it's because you're creating unbelievable results, and people notice. Passion. Skills could be taught, passion can't. I agree. Fit is number 2. Hiring managers want to ensure that new hires will fit into that culture. It's absolutely really important. You don't want to be a fish out of water. So do your research on the culture first and figure out, do you think you're a fit? You save yourself a lot of angst. Preparation. Oh, do we talk about that, Joe? I've only said relentless preparation leads to reflexive performance 500,000 times, and I got another billion times to go. Why do I drive this message home? Because 88% of hiring managers say that an informed candidate is the top quality they want when interviewing. This is a survey from Glassdoor. Next, resourcefulness. Number 4 is resourcefulness. What does this mean? Real simple. You know how to figure stuff out. You don't need to be handheld through every part of the day. And then finally, willingness to learn. Hiring managers are looking for candidates that can hit the ground running, and being teachable, that's a spirit, that's a quality that I talk about, one of the 5 qualities that'll get you promoted. Being teachable, which is a spirit, and then actually being somebody who can learn. You are a person that can learn on the fly. You're good at it, figuring it out, and making it happen. That's a wonderful, wonderful quality. Now, one last piece on those 5 things that hiring managers look for. You should be listening to this, folks. Those of you that are listening to our Work Matters podcast, those of you who are watching right now, you need to be listening to this and going, I need to, A, do a little inventory and see if I am those 5 things and I'm strong in those 5 areas, and I need to put that in my resume. Ding, ding, ding. If that's what they're looking for, put it in your resume. If we know that hiring managers are looking for these qualities, then, we should probably get good at these things, and we should probably put them in our resume. So there you go. 844-747-2577, 844-747-2577. Coming up a little bit later in the program, golly, are we going to have some fun? I've got some workplace fails, Joe, that are really funny. And I thought this will be fun because I think there's a lot of people out there that have blown it at work. They've done something they're embarrassed about. And you know what? Welcome to the human race. We all do embarrassing things from time to time. So we're going to have some fun today, but we're going to learn some lessons from these because I'm telling you, there's some real embarrassment here. And then, I'm going to have some fun, but I'm going to go, what would you do if you do some of these things? How would you overcome it? So as usual, I'm going to give you a little bit of meat as well. 844-747-2577. Joe, before we get to the phones, I got to do something. I got to wave at a very special, beautiful little girl that's outside of the window. My youngest child, Josie, has shown up. And she's traveling with me today, later today, for a speaking engagement. Can we see her? Are we moving the camera around there? We can't see her. So move over, slide over there, babe. There she is. Wave at the camera. There she is. That's our youngest, Josie Brock Coleman. And she just popped in on the couch while I was talking. And I got to tell you, as a dad, I'm so happy I got distracted in a good way because look at her. She's fantastic. That's my
growing like a weed.
She is growing. She's growing. So Josie girl is here watching the show today. All right, let's get to the phones. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. Let's go to Lake City, Florida, where Jen is on the line. Jen, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi. Thank you, Ken, for taking my call.
You bet. How can I help?
I have a quick question about volunteering and consulting for small businesses.
Okay.
I am a small business owner, and I've been basically the past year through COVID doing some volunteering and consulting to assist other small businesses with accounting, organization, grants, really anything that they call me about.
Okay.
My question is that it's occupying more time than what I initially anticipated,
okay,
and it's turning into more of a job than volunteering.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like I should be compensated with some of these businesses for my time.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell them short, but I also feel like I am working extra to help their businesses succeed, which is great, and that's my passion, and I really enjoy that because I felt like I missed that when I first got started. I didn't always have an area to turn,
yeah,
but it's occupying more time than what I expected, and I want to make sure that if it's a business, that I'm treating it like a business.
Yeah. Well, here's what's interesting about this. You started out as a volunteer on this, and you approach these people as, hey, I'm just crazy passionate about helping small businesses in these ways, and I want to help you. And they looked at you probably at first like you were an alien, right?
Yes. Well, because again, that's probably not what somebody does.
I know. So here's what's interesting about this. So the reason I go back to that is I wanted you to understand their psychology, because you went in and said, I just want to do this because I love to serve. Now it's becoming a bigger thing, and you're going, oh, I think I should be paid. But is that going to feel like a bait and switch to them? If you put yourself in their shoes, what do you think? What do you think their psychology is going to be if you bring up, hey, listen, I've been volunteering and I love it, and I approached you about this. I came in out of nowhere like this angel consultant. Now I want to get paid. How do you think they're going to respond to that?
Oh, it's going to be negative. And that's the companies that I've already previously helped. It was more of a moving forward with new companies that call me, because I've realized how much time I spend with these companies. So the smaller ones that were struggling that I've been helping with, obviously that's I'm going to continue assisting them in any way I can. But moving forward, I feel like I am turning away some of these companies that call because I don't have the time, or it's taking away from my companies that actually do my small businesses that I own.
All right. So this is a very simple strategy going forward. This is something you've always wanted to do. This is what you really want to do. And if I may be so bold to suggest that this is your dream job to get paid to do this.
That's correct.
Okay, so here's what we do. You've already done everything the right way. This is absolutely incredible, Jen. I have literally told callers before to do what you're doing. I've had callers call up and go, I want to consult small businesses. How do I get experience? And I will say to them, go volunteer your services and time and blow some small businesses or other companies away with what you're doing for them, and then get their references as this is what he's done. And now you got experience, and you've done that. You're helping some really small businesses that will never be able to pay you, and you kind of have a heart to keep helping them. I'm fine for a while on that. However, starting today, there are certain companies in this universe of people that, let's say you've got a bucket of companies you're consulting for. Some of them you just have to be really friendly and go, hey, listen, I loved helping you. I'm proud of what I've done for you. We've seen results. I can't keep doing this. It's gotten to be so big that I can't do this. And it's verified for me what I've always felt, that I want to do this for myself. So I always told you that I was going to volunteer for you, and I did. This is not a pitch for money, but I'm going to have to discontinue consulting for you so that I can take the next step, and I'm going to be doing this. And then they may be sad, but they're not going to be angry. If they're angry, they're not good people anyway. They should be super grateful for what you've done. So we're really not worried about their response, but this is not going to be an icky way of doing this. Now, if you do it this way and they go, well, we do want to pay you, that's different. But you're not baiting and switching them. You're going, hey, I've got my other company going on here. I've got limited time. There are some companies that I'm still going to help with where they would just never, ever, ever be able to afford this. And so that's going to be kind of like a true passion service project. But I'm actually, now that I'm doing this and we've been successful, and it has confirmed, as I said earlier, this dream inside of me, I'm going to start doing this. And so I would launch your consulting business on the side.
Okay.
And so you're going to have to even get more serious about how much longer can I even still help the little guys that will never be able to pay me? How much longer can I do that? But I think that's how you do this. You hang the shingle today, and we're now charging. No more freebies. Okay.
Yes, because it does turn into here, do my books and be my secretary, and and that's I want to make sure that they understand that they have to have the responsibility of running their company as well. I can help them, but I don't want to do it.
Right, but here's my point: you're not going to anymore. You're going to create your suite of services, just like when you go to a restaurant, you see a menu. You need to do the same thing for this new consulting business. Now that you've done just about everything, it's kind of like you've been a jack of all trades for small business. Is that about right?
Yeah, I have that written down.
Yeah, okay. It makes sense because that's the way you described it. So here's my point. This is a fun season for you, and I couldn't be more proud of you because you went out and proved it. You went out and proved that you wanted to do it, number one, which is the most important. You confirmed. It's what I call clarify and verify. You verified that this is the dream. But even more exciting is that you actually got good experience, and now you need all these clients writing really great things about you, and you need to be able to document all the results you've delivered. Now that becomes your calling card. They say, well, have you consulted before? Yeah, this company, this company, this company, this company, this company. We changed this here, we changed this here. And you need to match up the results you're going to market or promote to the work you're going to do as a consultant. Do you make sense?
Okay. That very much makes sense.
So the advice I want, the homework assignment for you is to go, okay, I've been a jack of all trades. I can't keep doing that as a consultant. I need to pick my specialty areas.
Okay.
And that's what I mean by the menu.
Okay.
Here's my appetizer section. Here's my entree section. Here's my dessert. You see what I'm saying? You have these offerings, but all within the same style of food. Don't try to serve all different types of cuisine. Here's the cuisine I'm in. And I'm making this up just to kind of further get you pointing in the right direction. I am in efficiency. I'm in the efficiency. I consult business on efficiencies and processes. And so here's what I do. I do this, I do this, I do this, and here's how I can deliver it. That's all you got to do, and to start spreading the word, because now you've got the experience and the credibility. And folks, Jen figured it out. That's what I've told callers. I've had multiple people call me and say, I want to get into consulting. I need the experience. How do I do it? Well, you got to actually either go work for somebody doing the thing that you want to consult others on. That's one piece of the advice I give. Or you need to start volunteering and consulting for other people and deliver results. Then, because I've proven it to myself that I can do it, and I've got results that I can point to, then I'm ready to start charging. All right, let's go next to James in Crown Point, Indiana. James, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, how's it going?
James, I'm living the dream. What's going on with you?
Well, currently I'm at a job I don't really like at all. Hate, I guess, is a good word.
Okay, so that's next level. A job that I don't really like, that's about a 6.5 or a 7, I think. But a job I hate's a full-blown 10. Is that where are you on that scale?
Yeah, I'm pretty much 10. I pretty much had it with the company.
Well, that's important to know that. And it's also freeing. Yeah, I pretty much hate it. That's good. It's okay. No shame in your game. So how can I help?
Yeah, I've been here 6.5 years, and I've been dreading every morning.
Oh gosh.
Jumping in the car.
Oh.
So.
Wow, that's not fun, is it?
No, not
You've
really.
had it.
But yeah, I got
let's go.
Family I got to support, so I got to.
All right. Well, we can put up with it. You've put up with it for 6 years. So let's start with the fact that you can put up with it a little while longer while we replace it. So how can I help you replace that job? What's going on?
Okay, so back in 2009, I got I had a job I got laid off from, and I just got a call back from them to go back to work for them. But the starting pay pays $5 an hour less than what I make now.
Okay. Have you begun to compute that? Because we hear $5 an hour less, and that feels, right? Feels bad.
Yeah.
But have you run the numbers out on what that actually looks like? What is that going to do to you financially? You have to run that out. So $5 an hour less gross pay and take-home pay. Have you run the numbers out and then compare that to your budget and say, okay, how's that really going to affect us? It's going to end up being this big of a deficit monthly and yearly.
I think it's going to go down like 1,000. We're just starting our budget. We've been slowly getting it together this week because my wife, she just started a job.
Right. So it's going to be $1,000 a month hit, correct?
Yeah.
Is that include?
That's what it looks like, at least.
Okay, that's good. No, but my point is, keep crunching the numbers. That's what you have to do first, because we can't make a decision on this job, a full, clear decision, until we know what the financial impact is. Okay.
Right.
So does that include your wife's new job? It still is $1,000 hit per month?
Well, we don't know exactly what she's going to be bringing into the house.
Oh, so the answer is it doesn't. So it's not going to be $1,000. You don't even know what she's going to make. So your projections. So that's not actually true. My guess is. Well, now wait a second. Either it is or it isn't, and I got to help you. We got to get this figured out before I can take you to the next step.
Right.
What do you mean you don't know what she's going to be bringing in? How's that possible? Is she not gotten the full job offer yet, or what?
No, she started yesterday.
Well, how do you not know what she's making?
The principal of the school she works at was so busy that it kind of slipped through in the interview. And I asked her yesterday if she asked, and she said no. She didn't even. She couldn't get with the principal.
Okay. All right, listen to me.
To talk about it.
Okay, dude. First of all, you need to tell your wife that there's somebody else in that school besides the principal. There's got to be a vice principal or somebody who could answer the question what her daggum salary is. I don't even get this. Is she a full-time teacher?
No, she's not even a teacher.
What is she?
She's a paraprofessional. She's basically a teacher's aide for the whole third grade.
Okay, great. Dude, today, your wife's at the school now. Call your wife after this call and say, start asking around the office, hey, I can't get hold of the principal. I got hired. I don't even know what my hourly rate is. Is it an hourly rate?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so so back to okay, look. You've estimated that the $5 an hour pay cut, if you take this job you used to have, is going to cost you about $1,000 a month. It hit. It's not. Your wife's employed. Okay?
Right.
So find out what she makes an hour and rerun the numbers, and what you're going to find is it's not anywhere near $1,000 a month. It might be break even, or you might be ahead. So yes, take the job, because I'm reading through the tea leaves here. You called me because you're going, I hate my other job that I'm in now, and I'm going to make less in this other job, but it's not going to be as miserable, so should I take it? Is that what you were going to ask me? Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So take it. Now, the other question is, if you take the old job, you're not going to be as miserable, but the question becomes, will you have a chance to get promoted eventually and then make more than this initial starting rate?
Well, it's a union job, so the pay is in the contract. So they start me at a certain number, and then if it was the same as when I was there before, they'll give me a raise every 6 months.
Okay, so the answer is yes, you will get a bump, and you will eventually get back.
Yeah, and then, we were trying to get out of debt this year.
But James,
yeah.
You cannot stay in that job that you hate much longer.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
I know I'm right, because that's what you told me.
Right.
You're at the end of your rope, bro. Am I right?
Yeah, and actually there's talks of layoffs too.
Exactly. So. James, I don't know what else you need to hear from me. Take the job. And here's the deal. Go deliver food. Drive Uber. Do something else. Get Gazelle Intense. Nobody's saying that you got to take the $5 hit an hour and go, well, this is how it is. No, come on, man. Come on, James.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know. 844-747-2577. Stop thinking and start doing. This is America. You can go get 3 jobs. If I'm wanting to get out of debt and I'm worried about how much I hate my current job, and I got another job that's going to pay me $5 an hour less, I'm going, how do I make up that $5 an hour while I'm at it? Hey, let me juice that a little bit. So I'm going to deliver pizzas. I'm going to drive Uber. I'm going to stock shelves. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get out of debt. Now, I'm having a little bit of fun at James' expense, but it's like James needs my permission to make more money? No, he doesn't. Go do it. All right. Quick break, and I mean quick. And when we come back, we go to the chat room. Funny work fails. You're not going to want to miss this. This is going to set you free, and I'll talk about how you get over your fails as well. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
We were drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs.
We were attracted to CHM because of its low monthly costs and the ability to negotiate medical costs down.
Established in 1981 and accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Check us out at chministries.org.
We absolutely believe in it.
The Ken Coleman Show continues live here on YouTube from our Ramsey Solutions studio. So excited to have you with us. If you stumbled onto our show, you have found a conversation about meaningful work, about seeing and believing and fulfilling your purpose. You were created to do way more than just a job. And so we're discussing the path. You want to grow in your life. You want to get better in your work. I'm your guy. Let's go. 844-747-2577. One of the ways we engage with our audience is in the chat room. And so we got a couple questions here. Let's get to those. That's in the chat window right there next to our video. AJ writes in, I want to work, but with Medicaid and food stamps and child care, I literally lose if I work. Ugh. How can I prepare for the transition off this welfare type of financing? Yeah, I got to be really careful right now not to get fired up. So, AJ and anybody else out there that's watching this right now, I want you to listen to what I'm saying and don't inject things that you're thinking and feeling into what I'm saying. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. Number one, you can do this. Number two, you have to do this. But number three, it is difficult because of the way the government, in their desire to help people, and government bureaucrats screw up help more than anybody on the face of the planet. They try to help, and what they do is they incentivize us not to help ourselves. Joe, this is where you need to say amen every once in a while.
Amen, brother.
Thank you. So, without going into the minutia of your situation, because I don't know them, it's in a chat room. And this is one where, AJ, you can call the show, and I will get involved and walk you through the details of how you get out of this. But in theory, what you must do is you have got to say, all right, I've got this amount of money coming in with Medicaid, food stamps, okay? And if you're getting, it looks like you're getting some type of child care supplement or something like that. So you've got to look at that, and we got to look at this as a math issue. Okay, so here's the financial combo of all these government benefits. And if I go to work, which blows my mind, the government takes the benefits away. So this is a math problem. So you're using the proximity principle, your web of connections, and you're getting stuff lined up, and you've got, okay, I'm going to go get a job, or I'm going to line up 2 jobs that are going to bring in the money that I need, so I don't need government benefits anymore. It's that simple. Here's the number, and if it were $5,000, I'm just kind of ending up this benefit from the government, which is holding you back, by the way. So I got to replace that number. How do I do that? Okay, I go get a job or a couple jobs or 3 jobs that will make that $5,000 or more. And so when the government goes, well, we got to take this benefit away, you go, great, I'm fine, I'm free. Take the shackles away. That's the fundamental answer. Pua writes in, I'm 31, and I still live with my parents. How do I gather the motivation to set out on my own? Well, this isn't a motivation problem. This is a meaning problem. You haven't figured out meaningful work for you. You haven't figured out what you were created to do. It's what we do on the show. Pua, if you call me, we can do this. But if you want to start, go to kencoleman.com and get the Career Clarity Guide and begin to answer the questions on talent, passion, mission. When somebody says, I'm living with my parents and I need motivation to get out, that means that there's not a motive that they have fully embraced. See, the root word of motivation is motive. So we think of motive. What do we think of motive? Where do we experience that word motive? It's usually in legal situations, drama, right? So we watch these legal shows or movies and we hear, we hear about a murder. We go, what was the motive? Or are we trying to solve a crime? And the investigators are always trying to find the motive. So I'm an investigator for you people. What's your motive? Now, I would say that the synonym for motive is mission, which is why I talk about those 3 indicators in your sweet spot. Think of it as your personal dashboard. When you're driving a car, you've got these indicators. You got your miles per hour. You've got your gas indicator. You've got several indicators on the dashboard. Well, every human's got these 3 indicators. They are gifts given to you by your creator. Talent, what you do best. Hard skills, soft skills. People say, what are soft skills? People skills. Then there is work, a task, A role. So a task would be, I like designing. I like building. I like fixing. A role is, I like leading. I like counseling. You see what we're talking about? Those are all examples of work. Identify what work you love to do. That's what makes your heart beat. You get excited about when you think about the work. When you're in the middle of it, you love it so much you lose track of time. That's high emotion, high devotion. And finally, as I describe it as mission, which is motive here, who is it that I want to help? What problem do I want to solve? Problems. So, what solutions do I want to provide? This gets to the results. So mission, motive, my motive. Why do I work to produce this result? See, all work creates a result. So if I identify the work I love to do, I go, oh, I love to do this work because I want this. I know that this work will produce this result. Results, mission, motive. Find your sweet spot. You'll be ready to leave mom and dad's house faster than you can possibly imagine. Why? Because you see where you belong in the world. You see where you want to contribute. That's the sweet spot. 844-747-2577. All right. I told you folks that we were going to have some fun with this. So I did some internet research, and we found some really funny work fails, Joe. These are real people that submitted, answers to a questionnaire. And so we're going to open this up to the Ken Coleman Show audience as well. So if you've got a funny work fail, either it happened to you or it happened to somebody you work with or a loved one, you can email us, ask@kencoleman.com. You can submit it on Instagram, my DMs, our Facebook page, the Ken Coleman Show, Twitter @Ken Coleman. Because this is going to be pretty fun. So here we go. You ready for this, Joe? This one was submitted by Ben via Twitter. He said, the first day of my job in an educational reference library that was located in an old school that had floor-to-ceiling windows, I realized I couldn't see my computer screen due to the sun. So I tried to pull the heavy curtains in the room I was in shut. And when I did, the entire set of curtains came down, including the guy on the stepladder who had just finished hanging them. First day on the job. I think I'm going to go over here and pull these curtains shut. And some dude had just been hanging them. He's doing his job. You're the first. He's the janitor, right? He's the facilities guy. He's hanging these curtains. I'm going to pull these shut. First day on the job. New guy. Bring the whole thing down, plus knock the guy off the ladder. Can you imagine the sheer horror for Ben? First of all, it's embarrassing. Then you realize, I may have hurt some dude. I may have just cost the company workers' comp. Not to mention the wrath of the guy who's probably been there a while who hung the curtains.
And gravity was not your friend.
Oh, that's a first day fail. Rachel writes in on Facebook. Working at a law firm, I was incredibly bored. The only way I could make the time pass was by talking to myself, pretending that I was a guest on a late night show. One day, my boss came into my office laughing hysterically because he had a security camera directly on me and had heard my entire fake conversation. Now, there's a lot there. Amanda's sitting in for Madison today. That's not only funny, but it's also creepy. You know what I mean? So imagine what she's going through. Oh.
Why did he do that?
Joe, I don't know.
Is this normal?
I mean, first of all, she's humiliated, right? She's in there having a full-on conversation with Jimmy Fallon or Kimmel or whoever, right? And so she gets outed as like being so bored, she's in imagination land. But then after the embarrassment wears off, she's probably going, ooh, gross. Why do you have a security camera in my office? A, and B, Mr. Creeper, why are you watching me? That one right there, that's like an onion. Lots of layers on that story. This is my personal favorite. And because, let me tell you why this is my favorite. This would be a Ken Coleman fail. I could see myself in this story. Angela on Instagram. My allergy medication and my Ambien.
Great combo.
You know where this is headed? We're both in the same size bottle and both were white tablets. On my first week of a new job one morning at 8 a.m., I reached in my purse at my desk, opened a bottle, swallowed a pill, and realized a minute later that I had taken an Ambien instead of my allergy pill. This is the best part. I don't remember much except waking up in the company's meditation room 4 hours later. The secretary said that I came running to her desk and said over and over, "I've overdosed and I need to go home." She took away this is a saint, by the way. You talk about the angel, the secretary who just really gets your back. She took away my car keys and led me to the meditation room. That was not a good first impression.
Can I get an amen?
That is great. You know what I mean? And I love that Angela owned it. Now, this is a great thing. She takes the Ambien. She goes, "Oh my gosh, I've got only a matter of time." I've never taken Ambien, by the way, but I understand it can take a horse down.
Oh, yeah.
I understand it's pretty powerful stuff. And I also understand from friends that have taken Ambien that you can do some wacky stuff on that.
And not know it at all.
And not know it.
Yeah.
So it's scary stuff. So Angela, I love it. She runs to the secretary. Could you imagine that secretary? Here comes the new girl. Oh, she's a little freaked out. I wonder what's going on with her, bless her heart. And she starts saying, I've overdosed. Because I'm not sure she made it clear that what she overdosed on. So there you go. I can't think, by the way, of anything more humiliating than like that, and you're passed out in the company meditation room, which, by the way, we just glossed over that. Which I'm not against meditation. I think it's healthy. But imagine a company's got a meditation room. I'm guessing that's because people come in there and use it. So they walk in and they see Angela completely passed out, drooling all over the couch. So much there. All right, 2 more. Marla writes in on Instagram. Now, this is funny. Marla writes in, I had just started a new job and I tried to tell a coworker hello one morning, but it came out as howl. Howl. He misheard me and thought I meowed at him. Meow. So he politely
Meowed back?
He politely meowed back.
No.
He's a nice guy. He's a gentleman. So she's walking in and she's trying to say hello. It comes out howl because you know what she was thinking? She was thinking I'm going to say hello or how you doing, and the hello and how got combined to say howl. He thinks that she meowed at him. He goes, okay. And he goes, meow, back at her. So 2 grown people are meowing at each other. And I love how she finished her comment. It was a disaster from the beginning. Now, what do you do when that happens? Just keep moving. You have 2 options there. You just keep on walking and hope that you never see that person again. Or you go, hey, I meant to say hello and was trying to say how, and I said howl. I didn't say meow. See, there's too much there. There's too much.
Just keep walking.
Because then he feels like a jerk. So I want you to understand, you know what? Now, here's where that gets awkward. What if the next time he sees her, he thinks that this is like a thing, and he's like, roof, or meow. I don't know. The whole thing is a disaster. It may be, I think there's people right now that are watching and go, I would just do a pivot and walk out and leave. I'd resign on the spot. All right, last one. This is a Ken Coleman one as well, Trevor. Like this one right here, I read and I went, this could be me very easily. And I think all of us watching right now have done something like this, and this is the worst. I was working on a team of content writers for an SEO company. And a colleague brought some people in that I'd never met before, a couple guys and a gal, over to our desk and our desk area to say hi. They were very nice, and so we all began chatting and cracking jokes. Then the woman on the visitors team asked us writers how we'd feel about writing blog posts about fences and fencing. Now, that's not the Olympic sport, but like fences, like building fences. And I rolled my eyes immediately and said, ooh, fun, in a really sarcastic way. Cue the awkward silence before they revealed that they were new clients and they ran a fencing company. Hello. Dum, dum, dum. Nice. Just signed a contract for that team of writers to write great SEO stuff so people would come to their website and buy fences, and you're making fun of how boring it would be to write for them. What do you do there?
You say, okay, actually, I was talking about an Olympic event. And
I see. You do the old strategic lie.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's your only option. You're like, oh, I thought you were talking about the sport fencing. That's your only option.
Exactly.
Because I just think that's the dumbest sport ever. These people are wearing pasta filters on their face. Like, you got to go into this whole, but you got to own it. Like, if you're going to pivot there and say it's the sport, you got to go all in about insulting all the fencing. Then you run the risk of somebody going, well, my kid competes in that. And then it's just like, good night. Good night, everybody. I'm out. All right. Hey, my time is almost up. But before I let you go, I want you to know that you matter and you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.